Good morning, everyone, and good morning, world around us. Because today, my topic is very, very interesting, and it relates to globalized workforce and its mental health challenge. Very interesting topic because everyone, most of the people, um, and their children, they are working in a global environment. They are connected, they are sitting in India and they are working for another country. So this is what we are going to discuss about how it affects our mental well-being and what are the mental health challenges which they face and how to address it. So global workforce and its mental health challenges, let's talk about. The rise of globalization has transformed the way we work. Technology has enabled remote work, collaboration across borders, and creation of a truly interconnected workforce. Like you can see in the background, everyone is connected, right? While this offers many benefits, it also presents unique challenges for mental health. So, what is global workforce? A global workforce refers to the international pool of workers who are connected to a system of networking and production. So you can see the network behind me. Lot many networks are there. So they are all network. How employees of multinational companies have offices or operations in multiple countries, and their workforce reflects this global reach. Now, there are remote workers with advancement in technology. Many people can now work from anywhere in the world. This creates a more geographical dispersed workforce. There are foreign workers who move to another country to work, either temporarily or permanent. Then there are transient migrant workers who move from place to place to find work, often for seasonal jobs. Then there are contingent workers, which include temporary workers, freelancers, contractors who are not full-time employee of a company. So the rise of global workforce has been driven by factors such as globalization, this increased interconnectedness of the world economy, technology, advances in communication and collaboration tools make it easier for people to work together across the border. Then cost consideration. Companies may look to hire workers in countries with lower labor costs. Talent acquisition. Companies can access a wider pool of talent when they are not limited to a single geographic location. So the global workforce offers a number of benefits, such as access to wider talent pools, increased diversity, where global workforce can bring together people from different cultures and backgrounds, which can lead to more creative and innovative solutions. Then 24 into 7 operations. Companies can have employees working round the clock to meet the needs of their global customers because somewhere it is night, somewhere it is day. So that is how they work. Now, what is mental health? That is also integral part where we are going to discuss about it. What do we mean by mental health? Mental health is a term used to describe your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how you think, feel, and act. It also helps to determine how you handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. So, emotional well being, this refers to your ability to understand, express, and manage your emotions in a healthy way. It includes feeling happy, sad, angry, afraid, or frustrated, but being able to cope with these emotions constructively. That is what emotional well being is all about. And psychological well being. This refers to your thoughts, beliefs, how you perceive the world around you. It includes your sense of self worth, self confidence, and ability to think clearly and rationally. Then social well-being. This refers to your ability to build and maintain healthy relationship with others. It includes feeling connected to your family, friends, and community. So good mental health is important at every stage of life. From childhood and adolescence to adulthood, it can affect your overall health and quality of life. Here are some signs of mental health, good mental health. You feel good about yourself and your life. You are able to cope with stress and challenges. You have healthy relationship with others. You are able to make healthy choices and you are able to enjoy life. Now, what are the challenges associated with global workforce? This is what we are going to talk about. So, communication difficulties are there. Why? Time zone differences, language barrier, because one country speaks one language, another country speaks another language. Then there are cultural differences, which can make difficult for employees to communicate effectively. Then there are management challenges, which can be difficult to manage a workforce that is geographically dispersed. Somewhere it is night, somewhere it is day, somewhere it is in between. So it is very difficult. Then mental health challenges are also there. Remote workers can feel isolated and lonely, which can lead to mental health problems. Then job insecurity. Economic fluctuations and globalization can lead to job insecurity. As you can see, there were massive layoffs and it has affected the mental health of the workforce. Job insecurity is there. It is a major source of stress and anxiety for the employees because when they don't know and they are thrown off the job, it is really very stressful. Isolation and loneliness is also a part of remote work because they need a strong support system. Lack of face-to-face interaction can hinder relationship building with colleagues across the board, right? This isolation can contribute to feeling of loneliness, which can negatively impact mood, motivation, and overall well-being. But they are unable to build a relationship because of cultural um, differences and also distance. Okay, they are only working. They are only having relationship on work basis, so they don't have emotional connect. Then work-life balance. Constantly, connectivity blurs the line between work and personal life, leading to longer working hours, difficulty disconnecting, and burnout. So that is also the pressure to be constantly available due to overlapping time zone or urgent requests can contribute to stress and make it harder to maintain a healthy work-life balance. I have many clients, many patients who are struggling with this. One of my clients, he is working in a multinational company and really he is stressful about whether to grow globally or whether to grow in the Indian context. And he is struggling to make decision from last 2 years. So what I said, okay, since they are not taking decision on your part and you are not able to take decision, why not balance your work in global setup also and in Indian setup also. And slowly you will be able to decide where your talent lies and where you are comfortable. So this is what happened. People are confused how to do it. So this is very, very important. And he is still, you know, struggling. And the management, what they are doing, since the person is very intelligent, he can balance between both the roles, global role also, Indian role also. He's bringing in the, you know, good business. Now, what is happening? Management is watching him and seeing that he is able to manage. They are just letting him work at both levels. So this is what happened. But because he is speaking to me, he is having clarity. Okay, I can do it. And he is able to do it. And still doing it very diligently and successfully. Because the person is very intelligent. So this is what happens. So, and of course, he is balancing his personal life also very beautiful. So I really appreciate the person how intelligently he is handling with uh, the roles. Now, stress and anxiety. Time zone differences can disrupt sleep patterns and create difficulties in scheduling meetings and communication effectively, leading to stress. This happens because suppose India time is at night and US time is morning. So US management would like to have meeting in their morning. Then it is very stressful to balance for Indian workers. So this leads to stress. Then managing deadlines across the time zone, cultural clashes due to communication styles or work ethics, and pressure to perform in global environment can contribute to anxiety. So this is a very, very important thing that they are not able to adjust. But I fear that most of them, they are able to adjust. Just a minute. Sorry for a little break. Now, fear of missing out is also there. Constant flow of communication and updates across different time zones can create a sense of FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing, leading to stress, anxiety as employees feel pressurized to be constantly available and fear of missing out on important information because other countries in another time zone might be having meeting and that time in suppose in India it is night, so they will be sleeping. So they will be missing out on some few things. They are unable to join the meeting. So this is what happened. Then cyberbullying and harassment. The online nature of work can increase the risk of cyberbullying and harassment, impacting mental health and creating a hostile work environment. Suppose the other person on the other side of the globe is irritated and they want the work now and it is night in India. So now what they will do? They will be frustrated and they will be, you know, pushing the person to their limit and getting the work done. This also creates anxiety. Okay? And this is harassment, mental harassment, physical harassment. So this can be especially challenging for those working across different cultures where humor or communication styles may be misinterpreted, right? So if a person, because every culture has different way of, you know, of working. For example, in UK, they are more formal, right? In USA, they are not so formal. So there is a difference between both the countries, how the work goes on. They want in UK, they want formal attire. Everyone should be formally dressed up. USA have more casual work culture. So this is all a part of globalization where a person should understand, okay, I'm working for UK, so I will be dressed up. If a person is working for USA, casual work, casual dressing up will do. But many a time they get confused and they don't abide by the cultural differences. They somehow their brain doesn't work that. So this is what happens, the clash of interest, and this gives way to stress and anxiety. Then another thing is micromanagement anxiety. With remote work, some managers may resort to micromanagement, leading to decreased trust, autonomy, and employee satisfaction. What happens is managers nowadays, I have seen, they try to micromanage. They want to know what they are writing in emails, how they are working, how they are managing their work. So that is not done. You have to give freedom to the employee so that he can work at their own pace. Many companies have that thing, work at your own pace. But most of the company, they have managers who are micromanaging their employees' work. You haven't written this way. Your project is should be this way. They are not, exploring the talent, not letting the talent come out. And then employees, the person who is under the manager, they feel very frustrated. So that is what it is. And when they see that they don't trust me, then why to work? And their work quality then declines. This constant monitoring can feel intrusive and create anxiety for employees who are trying to complete their tasks effectively. So if you keep on pecking on them, they won't be able to complete the task very easily and on time. They will lose their confidence. So all the managers who are listening to me, you should not micromanage your employees under you. Then additional things which I would like to focus on is cultural differences. Misunderstandings due to cultural differences in communication style, work ethics, and expectation can lead to frustration and conflicts. So you have to, you know, adjust to new work culture and navigate communication barriers, which can be stressful because even in India, it happens. If a person is communicating in different language and they are mixing up both the language together, like English and the local language, it can be misinterpreted. Similarly, if a person is speaking in another, suppose Spanish and English mix, it can be misinterpreted by the person who knows only English. So this communication barrier is very stressful because you are unable to interpret what the person is saying. Then generational divide is also there. Different generations might experience these challenges differently. Millennials and Gen Z might be more comfortable with technology and virtual communication, while older generation might struggle more with isolation and lack of face-to-face interaction. That happens. All the seniors, they are more comfortable with personal interaction than those people who are living in digital world. So that also creates a lot of stress. Then some specific groups I would like to discuss is women in global workforce, women may face additional challenges, such as balancing childcare responsibilities with work demands in a global setting. Now, that you can think logically. If they have day and night thing, USA employer might want Indian women to set up a meeting and the child is going to sleep, then it creates a lot of chaos. So that is unconscious bias and gender expectation with certain cultures can contribute to stress and feelings of inadequacy. Then the women feel, oh, I'm not able to do it. Then mental health professionals are also affected by this with increased awareness of mental health issues. The global workforce might see a rise in demand for mental health professionals. However, these professionals themselves may face unique challenges, such as cultural competency, navigating licensing requirement across the borders to effectively serve a diverse clientele. Now, mental health professionals have different setup or set of rules in different countries. Many countries don't recognize the mental health professionals. Many countries need the licenses. Many countries don't need the licenses to work. Now here they are stressed about how to manage global licensing system. Then job secure insecurity is always there. I discussed before also. So job insecurity, especially for those in geographically dispersed teams, this can be a significant source of stress and anxiety impacting well-being. So if in a team, there may be many employees in different countries. Suppose one in Africa, one in India, one in England, and one in USA, and management is in USA or Canada. So how they will manage all these things? They have to work simultaneously at a common time. So this can also increase the anxiety level. So what you can see that Indians are working at night for their USA employers. So this also is affecting their mental well-being. Then, depending on the location and currency exchange rate, some workers may struggle to make ends meet, especially if supporting families across the board. Now, financial strains can, you know, it will increase their mental health issues because they have stressed out. Okay, suppose the person employee is living in USA and his family is India. Now, how he will manage living cost in USA is high, India's living cost is low, but still he has to send money to India. What will happen? He has to maintain himself there and he has to maintain his family here. He is unable to meet two ends meet because he has to support himself there also, and India also he has to support. So this also creates a lot of financial strain and which leads to anxiety. Then, now, what they will do? They will start having unhealthy coping mechanisms. They are unable to, you know, um, maintain their good mental health. What they will do? They will have substance abuse. Some individuals might turn to alcohol or substance abuse to cope with the stress and isolation of a globalized work environment. This can lead to a cycle of addiction and further mental health problems. Because stress, to relieve stress, they start taking some of these things, alcohol or substance abuse. Then unhealthy work habits, long work hours and neglecting breaks can contribute to burnout, brain burnout. I have discussed in many of my talks also. and negativity impact physical and mental health. So burnout leads to nervous breakdown also. So it is a serious problem. So you should have work-life balance. Now, role of technology, double-edged sword. Technology plays significant role in globalized workforce because computer is there, internet is there, enabling communication and collaboration. However, excessive screen time and digital overload can contribute to anxiety and sleep disturbance. Then social media comparison. Social media platforms can be a source of connection, but they can also fuel the feelings of inadequacy and FOMO, and workers compare themselves to colleagues across the globe, especially the pictures. When they see pictures of their colleagues, they can, compare their pictures, and then they feel the stress, and of course, the comparison may lead to, mental stress. Now, what are the long-term effects of these problems which global mental health challenge creates? Reduced productivity, chronic mental health issues can significantly impact an employee's productivity and focus. This can lead to absenteeism, decreased performance, and higher turnover rates for. So it is like if they are not well, they will be absent from the work. If they are not given importance, their performance will go. So this is very, very important for the company to take care of the mental health of their employees. Physical health is also impacted. Unmanaged stress and anxiety can manifest as physical problems like headache, stomachache, weakened immune system. Headache is very common. Many of my clients who are working, they are affected by headaches and, of course, stomach problems, gastrics, and so many things. It is very important to, take care of mind. Then you will be having healthy body. Now, of course, you must be knowing prevention is better than cure. So proactive measures should be taken by the companies. Companies can play a crucial role by implementing proactive measures like promoting work life balance, creating a culture of open communication, and offering access to mental health resources and support programs for employees. Building resilience. Individuals can also work on building personal resilience through self-care practices like mindfulness exercises, maintaining healthy relationship, and setting boundaries to manage stress. Of course, we at Maven are providing many ways to manage, like meditation, mindfulness, and so many things. So there are health challenges in global workforce, while isolation, work-life imbalance, and stress are common issues. Global workforce faces a hidden layer of mental health challenges also. You feel like outsider. Cultural imposter syndrome. This phenomena goes beyond the classic imposter syndrome. Working in culture different from your own can lead to feeling of inadequacy, doubting your ability, and fearing of being exposed as a fake due to cultural differences. This happens. You feel so inferior when you are working with the Americans or Canadians or UK, even Chinese also. So there are many cultural differences. So there is members of minority groups within a global organization. for example, racial, ethnic, or LGBTQ, may face additional challenges like microaggression, feeling invisible, or struggling to gain recognition. I know of one uh, LGBTQ person who is working in a multinational, doing well, but the struggle to create an identity of its own really was very, very difficult for this person. And I would say now he is she. So they are working really very hard to make themselves, more important, and so that people can recognize their talent. So now they are the person of whom I'm talking about. She is manager, more than a manager, and she is handling a full team, and that is multinational company. She's the only one, but still she's managing normal people also. But she has gone through her own anxiety and depression, and she has gotten hope. Now there's a blurred line between work and home. Always on mentality. In some cultures, there's a strong emphasis on work ethic and presentism. This can create pressure to be constantly available even during personal time, leading to difficulty disconnecting and feeling of guilt for taking breaks. Now, here, if there's this day and night problem is there, like in USA it is day and here in India it is night. So your personal space is disturbed and you tend to take breaks for your family because it is evening time, there it is morning, how you balance. It is always a stressful situation, and then your family is neglected. Then there's digital nomadism and wanderlust. The growing trend of location independent work can be accelerating, but it can also lead to feelings of rootlessness, loneliness, and difficulty establishing a sense of belonging. So, if you are working in another country and leaving your family here, or you are shifted with the family there, cultural differences there. It takes time for you to blend with the culture, but mostly people are unable to, adjust to the cultural differences. Then identity crisis is also there, purpose and meaning is also there. Working in a globalized environment can raise questions about purpose and meaning in work, especially when dealing with vast cultural differences in work life philosophies. Suppose a person is working in Dubai, it is very wide cultural differences. Lots of do's and don'ts are there. So, going to Dubai and working, they have different work culture, they have different, you know, dress culture. So you have to be, and rules and regulations, you have to follow all those rules and regulations. So this is what happens. Lots of an identity. Immersing yourself in a different culture can lead to a sense of losing touch with your own cultural identity. This can be particularly challenging for individuals who have to relocate for work. Now, if a person goes from India to USA, that is a different culture. And it takes a lot of guts and then they blend. Why? Because children are also growing up there and they adopt the culture of another country. So you're not even, they are not Indian, but they are more of American. But in America, they are known as Indian. So what is, there will be lots of identity. They are in between. So this problem is very serious. So global events and uncertainty that impacts instability also. Constant news of global events like wars, pandemics, and economic crisis can contribute to feelings of anxiety, helplessness, especially for those with loved ones in affected regions. Whatever happened in war zones, you know it very well what happened. The medical students were pulled out from there. All this was, you know, very anxious moments. And of course, it affects the mental health of others also. Then there is a forced relocation. Employees are forced to relocate due to political instability or company restructuring, can experience significant stress and culture shock, impacting their mental well being. Many a company who were operating in India due to some reason or other were back to another country, their country of origin. Now the workforce from here, they relocated to another country. For example, in Europe. Now, in Europe, Europe is very conservative countries are there. I know about many countries. For example, I would talk about Netherlands. People know English and then also they want to speak only in Dutch. And they are very conservative about their culture. They are not very social unless and until they have some reason to be social. So that is very difficult. So when a person from India relocates to Netherlands, he will have a cultural shock and he will be, isolated because he's from another country. So this happens and this creates stress, loneliness, and that affects the mental well. Now, let's talk about the mental challenges, mental illness that is being faced by this global workers, because I've explained what all problems they face. Now about the mental issues that they may face, stress and anxiety disorders, which is topmost, even in India also, even in any country also. Globally, if we look at it, stress and anxiety disorder is the topmost mental issue and it goes unrecognized. These are the top of the list due to demanding and fast-paced nature of global work environment. Factors like constant communication across time zones, work-life balance, job insecurity, and cultural clashes can significantly contribute to stress and anxiety. Then there is depression, very, very common. Feeling of isolation, lack of social connection, and a sense of meaningless at work can lead to depression. And this happens. This happens. Many of my clients, they are facing this problem. Then I have to pull them out and I have to motivate them and give them suggestions. So this is very common problem with the global workforce. This can manifest as low mood, loss of interest in activities, changes in sleep or appetite, difficulty, concentration. Burnout. I've spoken about burnout, mental brain burnout before also. So chronic stress and work overload can lead to burnout, a state of emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and reduced effectiveness. This is a major concern as employees in global workforce often struggle with maintaining boundaries and disconnecting from work. So this is there and very much there. People don't realize about burnout and they are just burnt out. So at that time, you should recognize what is happening. Maybe your loved one, your young children might be facing this problem. They won't admit it. The person who is suffering, they don't understand that they are going through some problem, mental issues. So you have to be alert. If you are a parent of any or partners, your partner is going through such phase, you should be very alert. and you can give them some help. Then sleep disorders are there, substance abuse is there. Then now, mental health stigma. Stigma surrounding mental illness can prevent individuals from seeking help. You should be aware. It can worsen symptoms and lead to long term consequences. So you have to be positive about mental issues and seek mental uh, help, help for mental issues. Availability and affordability of mental health services can vary greatly across different countries, posing a challenge for some employees in global workforce. So the suggestion is to the company to, um, you know, give them support, financial support to take mental health. Then PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, this can be experienced by employees who have been exposed to critical events related to their work, such as violence, natural disaster, or political unrest in their location. So this also is a very, you know, traumatic mental problem. Then in employees also, ADHD is very much there, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The fast paced and often distracting nature of a global work environment can increase symptoms of ADHD, making it difficult to focus and complete tasks. You must have heard about children facing this ADHD, but adults also face this problem. So you have to be alert and you have to take help of the mental health problems. Then, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, environment that emphasize precision and control might trigger OCD symptoms for some individuals, leading to increased anxiety and difficulty in completing the task. OCD is doing one um, task again and again, and they are obsessed in doing one task more, more, and making it perfect. So that is not good. You have to proceed normally. It's okay. You don't have to repeat everything again and again. Now, there is another mental illness that is seasonal affective disorder that is known as SAD for employees working in location with significant seasonal changes in daylight hours. SAD can contribute to feelings of depression and lethargy during winter months. So, in many countries, winter months are very long, and somewhere sunrise is daylight hours are less. That time, these employees can go into depression. Then there is eating disorder. The pressure to maintain a certain image and stress of a demanding job can lead to a worsened eating disorder. खाना ही नहीं करते. Okay. And I have seen many people who are unable to have lunch because they have to work during lunch hours also. And that can lead to stomach problems, gastrics, right? Then cultural shock and adjustment disorder, adapting to a new culture, language, and work environment can be highly stressful. And this can manifest as anxiety, depression, loneliness, and difficulty adjusting to daily life. Then, now women in global workforce may face additional challenges like balancing childcare responsibility with demanding work schedule, leading to increased work stress and burnout. And additionally, unconscious bias and gender expectation in certain cultures can contribute to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. Many countries don't recognize women workforce. So that leads to stress, anxiety, right? So what I would suggest companies should have, all the companies should have a balanced approach towards both the genders. Then expatriate spouses and partners. Spouses or partners of expatriate workers may struggle with feelings of isolation, difficulty finding employment, and a lack of social support in a new country. I have seen many families who are still struggling because one person, one partner is working well and spouse is finding it difficult to get a good job. And then comparison happens and then they are having difficulty in their relationship. They are depressed, they are anxious, right? Then third culture kids. I have spoken about kids also. TCKs. Children raised in a culture different from their parents can experience identity struggles, difficulty forming attachment, and feelings of not belonging to anywhere. These challenges can have lasting impact on their mental health. Now, what is the solution to all these things? Now, one of my cousins, I will tell about that, cultural sensitivity training. Equipping employees with cultural sensitivity training can help them navigate cultural differences and foster a more inclusive work environment, reducing feelings of inadequacy and minority stress. Here, one of my cousin, he was working globally. So whenever he used to move to another country, what the company will do, they will give them a training or you can say awareness of culture of that country. Suppose he was posted in Africa, they were given training what the culture is all about. Because sitting here, you don't know what's there. So they will tell about the culture, about how they live, how they perform, and suppose they are migrated to Switzerland. Now the cultural shock will be there. Here also, whole family, not only the employees, whole family will be given the cultural sensitivity training. CDs, they will be given, visual clips, how they are, how they live, and all the nitty gritty. So it is easy for them to adjust in a new country. So many companies, they are, giving these kind of training, but many companies are not. So I would advise other companies to take this result. Then promoting healthy boundaries. Organization can encourage setting clear boundaries between work and personal life, regardless of location or cultural norm. This includes offering flexible work arrangement and encouraging employees to disconnect during off work. I would like to quote one example for my daughter. She was working in one company and their work culture was very healthy. How they used to manage, they had once a year or once every few months they have health checkup. They have to submit the health. Now government also doing that. Every year annual checkup is there. Then they are encouraging employees to buy healthy health equipment to exercise or to improve their physical and mental health. For example, they will fund for um, treadmill. They will fund for other gymnastic, other gym equipments. So they are encouraging their employees to adopt the exercise regime to keep themselves healthy. And she bought so many things and company paid. And it helped her to maintain her physical health, mental health. And they had, of course, the flexible work culture. So it is very important. Our manager was very understanding. So if she's sick, they will definitely be very sensitive to it. So it is very important for the company to be sensitive towards their employees' health situation. Then building a support network. Creating a sense of community belongingness is crucial. Companies can facilitate virtual and in person social events and foster communication channels to help employees connect and build relationships. Here, I would like to say something from my growing up time, childhood time. My father was posted in a remote area in Assam. They had a colony. Now there is a cultural shock. Okay. Now we can't interact with the local people. What they used to do in the colony, they used to have so many games, clubs, some festival celebration, all these things in community. So what happened was all the employees were conjoined together and they knew each other. Then the feeling of loneliness is not there. Okay, you can fall back to another friend, like-minded person in difficulty. So all these things, building a support network is very important. Um, Many countries they have, uh, you know, I know about one uh, company where Indians have their festival celebrated and they call other nationals also to the celebration of Diwali or some Indian festival. And then they know about each other. And Indians go to their festivals like Christmas and enjoy. And they have a big celebration, all contribution, and they interact and then they feel, okay, we are not alone. So this is very important. Then there is Employee Assistance Programs, EAPs, with global reach. Offering EAP with culturally competent mental health professionals who can provide support and guidelines tailored to the specific challenges faced by employees in different locations. Then promoting work-life balance, that is very important. Then building virtual communities like WhatsApp group or having a chit chat over Zoom. So many things you can do. Then enhancing communication organization can provide training on intercultural communication and develop clear communication protocols across the team. Now, I would like to quote one example of India. Now, North India to South India, when you are posted here in Tamil Nadu, you have to learn the local language. If you don't learn the local language, you won't be able to interact with the locals. So we learn. We kind of blended with the Tamil society, Tamil community. Similarly, if you go out of this country and there is different culture there, for example, in Africa, it is totally different. You go, you learn the language and you blend with their culture. See, you will not feel that kind of problems there, and you will be respected. Then promoting mental health resources. All the organizations should give their employees mental health support. Fostering diversity and inclusion organization can create a culture of inclusivity with that values different perspective and background. Then impact of technology. So use this technology, internet, and all the tools that is available to collaborate, communicate, streamline work, and foster connection. And mindfully use the technology. Don't use it for uh, different reasons. Then role of leadership. Leaders in the company should encourage employees and help employees to prioritize work-life balance, show empathy, and of course, they should always be more sensitive towards employees' well-being. Many employers, they are not sensitive towards their employees' well-being. So it creates toxic work environment. So it is very important to have a beautiful, um, positive environment at office and also at home. Then, solution for mental health in global workforce. We have talked a lot about it, and it is like you have to be open, you have to be culturally sensitive, you have to invest in mental health training, you have to leverage technology for support, you should build virtual communities like we have a beautiful community consciously positive and promote healthy habits. Our community is uh, built up with global participants, and you should celebrate diversity and inclusion, track and analyze data. So set boundaries, practice self-care, build a support network, seek help when needed. We are there to help you. I'm a psychologist, so I can always help you. Then you should always be ready for change and embrace cultures. So, and WHO, they are also working a lot towards mental health. I would like to um, say a few words about mental health. Also, it is taking long time, but still, I will just state what mental of the WHO is doing. WHO is has recognized the importance of mental health in global workforce, key policies, prevention, then support. They are giving support. Then they are including, that means inclusion of people with mental health conditions in work. Some of the key resources on this topic is comprehensive mental health action plan from 2013 to 2030. This plan outlines a global strategy for improving mental health, including a focus on mental health in workplace, that is a part of mental health action plan. Then there is a guideline on mental health at work. You can go to WHO site and you will get it. Mental health at work fact sheet. This fact sheet highlights the importance of mental health in workplace and economic costs of mental health condition. So overall, WHO's approach is to create a global shift towards prioritizing mental health in the workplace. And I also promote this. This benefit both workers and global economy. So a message to global workforce. I want to talk about you, the incredible individuals who power our interconnected world, the global workforce. You connect continents, spark innovation, and represent the vibrant tapestry of human experience. Yet, the very nature of your work, the constant connectivity, the time zones galore, and beautiful dance of diverse cultures can also present unique challenges to your mental well-being. As a psychologist, I witnessed these challenges firsthand. Feelings of isolation, stress, juggling a healthy work-life balance can feel like trying to navigate a vast ocean with powerful currents. But fear not, fellow travelers, because mental fitness is your compass. And I'm here to equip you with some tools to navigate these currents with strength and resilience. Let's face it, global workforce is a dynamic ocean. Constant connectivity can feel like an endless tide, washing away personal time. Time zone differences can leave you feeling disoriented, like a ship struggling against the current. And cultural nuances, while enriching, some that can sometimes create waves of confusion or even isolation. These challenges can manifest as anxiety, fatigue, or even lead to burnout, a state of emotional exhaustion that feels like your anchor has come loose. So build your mental fitness just like skilled sailors build strong ships. We can build our mental fitness to navigate these currents effectively and charting your course, setting boundaries, think of boundaries as your life raft. Disconnect after work hours, communicate these boundaries clearly with colleagues and manager. Prioritize sleep and personal time. Remember, a well rested sailor is a more focused sailor. So embrace diverse winds. Understand culture. Cultural differences are not storms to be weathered, but winds to propel you forward. See them as opportunities for learning and growth. Practice active listening and empathy when interacting with colleagues from diverse backgrounds. Embrace the richness these differences bring to your work experience. Build a strong crew, fostering support. No sailor sets alone, sail alone. You too need a strong crew. Connect with colleagues, friends, and family, both virtually and in person when possible. Share your experience, offer support, and know that you have a network to rely on. Maintain your ship, prioritizing self care. Your mental well being is your ship, just like any vessel. It needs regular maintenance. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind and body. This might include exercise, meditation, hobbies you enjoy, or spending time in nature. Knowing when to call for help, seeking support, don't hesitate to reach out for professional. I'm here, of course. Professional help if you are struggling. Employees assistance program or mental health professionals are like skilled navigators who can provide valuable guidance and support to help you chart a course towards calmer waters. Mental fitness or for a thriving workforce. So remember, mental fitness is a journey, not a destination. By prioritizing self care, setting boundaries, and seeking support, you can build mental resilience and navigate the complexities of the global workforce. The global workforce is a powerful force for good in our world. By prioritizing mental well being, we can create a thriving and resilient global community. So let's commit to fostering open communication about mental health, creating more supportive work environment, and investing in ourselves. Because a mentally fit workforce is a workforce that can truly conquer any waves. So with this, I end this. Oh my God, I was going on and on. So with this, I would like to end my talk. And if you have any question, we are overshooting the time. You can just ask me on WhatsApp, and I'm here to help you. So thank you very much, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Shabana. Thank you, Mary team. I'm sorry for overshooting the time.
Thank you. But if someone has any question, last question, or anything you want to say, I think Rajvin want to say something. You have to unmute, Rajvin.
Mental health and very well spoken, because sometimes I laugh and laugh until I cannot laugh, and when I'm such a happy person, so when somebody is shouting or anything in my environment, when two people are shouting, and I told them not to make noise, especially in the Zoom. So my question is, when a worker, when a client when a client acts hostile on you, how do you deal with it? Do you just, when your client or your second caregiver or whatever, whoever it is in the household, how do you deal with it, even if you are calm?
See, Rajvin, you belong to a different culture, and you were born and brought up in a different country. So you have, I feel, what I feel that you have learned the language also, and your caregiver is Malay, right? Is it true, Rajvin?
Yeah, my caregiver's niece is Philippines also, just like my
Yeah.
caregiver.
So you are blended. You are already blended with the
Yeah.
culture and language of the country. So I don't think so. You have any problem there.
Okay.
Okay, and most of the parents they have problem, but their children doesn't have that much of problem. Only the culture difference is there, identity is there. But when you blend with the culture of the country, then you don't feel isolated. You feel more happy being there, because if you are uprooted and again you come to India, I don't think so you will be able to adjust, because you were born and brought up there. But I am here talking about the employee who are working globally, right?
Yeah. And also some clients, right? They act hostile
Some,
when some associates.
yes. So that is there. Some differences will be there because you haven't adopted the religion over there. You have kept your religion to yourself, and I mean you are following your own religion. You are following your own culture, but you are blending with them. You are enjoying their culture. You are enjoying the festival. So your mental health is much better than those people who are unable to uh, you know, adjust to the environment, to the culture of the country.
So, so when an employee acts hostile in Malaysia,
Yes,
Malaysian co-worker, so
yes,
do I remain calm or do I don't react or what?
yeah.
Do I don't react or do I remain calm or what?
No, they won't be harmed. They won't be harmed. They will face stress and anxiety, or they will face other mental health issues. For that, they should, seek mental support, mental health workers support.
Yeah, okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
For example, you are facing any stress, so you will go to a doctor, psychiatrist, and have take medicine or
Yeah,
take counsel.
yeah, yeah.
So it is like that. So you have to know how to deal with the situation that you are facing. Right?
Okay. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else who have any questions, they can always ask me now, or they can send me a personal message also, or on WhatsApp.
Yes. Thank you, Nupuji. It was a long session, but very, worthy of time, because I think mental health issues are really rising.
Yes.
Yeah, and we should definitely
This, yeah.
know. And
This is very, neglected part of uh, many organizations. I feel that this talk will definitely help all these organizations to uh, give mental health support to their employees.
yes.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Rajvin, for asking very enlightening question. And with this, thank you, Maven team. Thank you, world all over. Hope this talk help global employees and global employers to really, really take care of mental health of